Proposing today to the people of New York is that unfortunately too many people have gotten driver's licenses because of corruption, because of greed, because of theft, because of thievery. We are announcing arrest today of individuals who are taken into custody. There are multiple New York State, some are New York State motor vehicle examiners who brazenly betrayed their oaths of office by accepting cash in exchange for falsifying the results of countless road examinations, or in many cases allowing individuals to bypass the testing process altogether. The result of a long-term investigation spearheaded by my office and the New York State Inspector General with the assistance of the New York City Police Department and those who are here with us and you will hear from today. Investigators uncovered a corrupt network involving not only government employees, but also individuals at a driving school, imposters who took tests on behalf of unqualified applicants, and the applicants themselves who paid to illegally obtain driver's licenses.
Can you imagine in your state, your county, your municipality, that an employee will be part of a scheme, cash for licenses? Cash for licenses. Can you imagine that same employee, knowingly or unknowingly, didn't do their checks and balances, that someone else would take the driver's test, physical and or written, for someone else? I mean, come on, man. So officials announced indictments and arrests in alleged DMV scam. And yes, this is a month ago, but I needed to bring some context because I have some stuff that's current, which led me to this. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I am Franchise Pierce, and welcome again to my channel. It is August 12th of 2025, 9:40 a.m. Let's say it together. Lord Jesus, come on. I know, right? Until then, we would tarry, we would endure. I remember when I was a manager at KFC, and they asked me to be a troubleshooting manager for a few years, and I did. And I would go to a store for about 3 months to 6 months to turn it around. Well, on the west side of Chicago, I won't name that exact location, but in that location, I had found out there was a scheme going on not too far from 26 in California. That much I can tell you. Let me show you guys what I'm talking about. 26 in California jail, Chicago. Now, 26 in California address in Chicago refers to the Cook County Jail and Cook County Criminal Courthouse. Well, I was about maybe 15 minutes from that area, running a KFC restaurant. And what I found out when I went to visit friends in the area, that there was a scheme to buy fake driver's licenses. Now we're talking about the late 90s, about maybe 2000. And it was mind-blowing because the place or the area where they were doing it was less than a 7-minute drive from that Cook County Jail / courthouse. Yes, you heard me. Back in the day, I don't know if it's still going on, but I wouldn't be surprised. And there was, I would put like this, allegedly a political person whose father was also involved, allegedly, in this, where they made illegal driver's licenses. So we're talking well before the illegal issue happened under Biden's watch. This has been going on a long time. I told the story before on my last channel. I'm not sure if I shared it on this channel. I made it a policy that whatever store I was at, I would have a female assistant. I felt it was a good balance, especially a man should have a woman talk to a woman about women's issues in terms of her working and her issues sometimes. So anyway, we would have families in our restaurants, and every now and then a questionable person would leave their purse in the restaurant in the lobby, just by accident. So I would have my female assistant go with me, go into the purse, and I would say over 75% of the time when we went into the purse so we could try to figure out how to get it back to the person who it belonged, they had anywhere between 3 to maybe 6 different IDs. I'm telling you, Chicago, and look, I don't think that we're just alienated, the only city doing it, but I can remember the first time I had my female assistant, we did it always under the camera, so when the police got there, they could roll the film to make sure we weren't accused of taking anything. We would put everything out on the table, look at it. Can you imagine finding 3 to 6 IDs of the same female, and she having 6 different addresses? Let me say it again. Can you imagine going into a woman's purse and she has 6 different IDs with 6 different names? Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. People, the scam is in, the underground economy. But yeah, we got people out here driving. I mean, we even had people out here driving and the person that they got the ID is dead. But I digress. Let me let you meet Melissa Mormon. Melissa Mormon, she just told her story. This is 14 hours ago. Former Clerks says illegal immigrants paid $200 under the table for Kentucky driver's license. Tell you, boy, now let me start off with this here. I want you to hear this here. Let's start. I don't want to start there. Let's start here.
Those. It hurts me that I'm talking about this, and I actually like where I was working at.
Times.
I came into the office that day, my computer was shut down, I was told to go to the front door. Detectives came in, they interviewed me, that was it.
Mormon says she was fired 3 months after she sent this letter to the Kentucky Transportation County, blowing the whistle that workers at the NIA Center licensing branch were selling driver's licenses under the table to people who never took the driver's test.
Undocumented workers.
How did it work? What was going on?
The undocumented workers would come into the office in groups. They would provide them either permits or driver's license illegally. So they will bypass without even taking the test.
How much?
$200 per person.
Up to 5 times a day, she says.
Look, people, I'm telling you, look, this is in Kentucky, right? So Chicago got company, right? We got company. She's a whistleblower. Melissa Mormon is a whistleblower. Sent a letter to her superiors and got fired. Woo! America, come on, America. She got fired. You hear me? She got fired. Let's go on with this story here. Okay, we got right here.
And on the scheme.
I was asked to bring certain customers in, and they are brought in to me without signing in. And you would scan their documents as usual.
Documents made to look legitimate. like birth certificates and social security cards, according to the letter she wrote to the state. But a key to pulling off this scheme was making sure the required Homeland Security screening was never run.
I start getting these emails saying, are you doing this? Are you doing this? Are you doing this?
And that's where it unraveled. She says those workers were using her login, a password her bosses made her share, as all workers at the driver's license branch did not have their own.
So she was in management training. Her bosses allowed other people to share her email and password. She was asked to be a part of the scam, cut deals. Specific people would come to her and she would do the processing. She says, nope, I'm not doing it. So she sent a letter. What's the song back in the day? I don't care how much you gotta spend. My baby done wrote me a letter. So she wrote this. I was approached by an outside source to go into a business venture that would take place at the Kentucky Department of Motor Vehicle, I guess that's what it is. Someone would have a birth certificate, social security card, statements, and bills that are made to look legitimate. They will come into the office with a fast pace and go straight to the individual desk without being checked in, which set up a normal, issue the customer, and scan the documents as normal. They would pay you directly for the transaction as normal. However, additional payment will be made to the individual for the service. I refused the offer for this business venture. I was advised not a good idea after several inquiries to make a decision. My 320 was being used, that is her computer, as part of the business venture at several locations. Wow, several locations, even when not in office or not at my station to issue. So the 320, I guess, is what computer and whatever her passcode was. So many times when she was working and when she wasn't working, it was on her computer doing these illegal processes. Another source has approached me recently and asked if I was still interested in this business venture and advised was not interested, mentioning 2 employees at the NIA were recently let go under a similar suspicion. Now here she is doing right and she got fired. Now she was let me see here.
For Quantum, a staffing agency.
She was part of Quantum. She was a private contractor working for Quantum. And again, she got fired. Have you been in a situation like this in life? Especially at the DMV, the motor vehicle places? So she got a lawyer. I'm sure she won this case. Here's a lawyer here. I'm sure she won this case. I would say it got to be slam dunk. Or I'll put it like this: it's in process, because this thing is 14 hours old. And shout out to the news agency that helped her with this. They investigated the thing. WDRB. This is what journalism should be about, baby. Now, what else we got here? Check it out.
About this case and why they say it's so serious.
Now, this is in Florida. This is in Florida now. Something a little bit different. We're about the same. Undocumented receiving licensing scheme.
These weren't minor shortcuts. These were intentional acts of corruption where individuals paid bribes in exchange for skipping critical safety evaluations. The investigation also led us to arrest 5 additional individuals who are acting as brokers running local businesses that claim to assist with immigration paperwork, but instead arranged illegal transactions and funneled aliens from as far away as Miami to obtain licenses fraudulently. Let me be clear that putting untested, unqualified drivers, especially those commercial licenses, on our roads is an unacceptable risk to every family in this state. These licenses were essentially sold, not earned. That means we have individuals on the road, possibly operating tractor trailers, who never demonstrated the basic skills to do so safely. It's not a paperwork issue, it's a direct threat to highway safety and a betrayal of the public trust. The scope of this investigation: yesterday we seized over $120,000 in illicit proceeds tied to this operation. Evidence suggests that hundreds, if not more than 1,000 fraudulent driver's licenses were issued as part of this scheme.
Woo! 1,000 drivers, and some of them with 18-wheeler CDL licenses. Are you kidding me, man? Woo! DeSantis, where you at?
You heard about the scandal at the DMV in Florida. So apparently they have sold over 1,000 CDL licenses to illegals. Sold them. And then I think they somehow ended up in other states like New York, etc. They're arresting people. This is just from, I think, one office. I think you heard several months ago about they're talking about like a lot of truck drivers not speaking English and all that. Well, hello. If the Florida DMV is selling the CDL licenses to the illegal immigrants, what other states' DMVs might be selling licenses to illegal immigrants?
Eating too much salt causes...
Her neck was going, wasn't it? Did y'all like her neck? Her neck was going, wasn't it?
This is absolutely crazy and a public safety threat to everybody, yet the mainstream media isn't interested in this story. 8 people got arrested in Florida after it was revealed that they had been a part of a driver's license scheme for about 3 years. This all happened down in Bay County, Florida. That's Panama City, Panama.
And y'all can see, it's the Baskin Robbins of illegality. White, black. Is he Asian or is he Mexican? I don't know. Women, men. Look, we got the wee outer world of illegal immigration licenses. So hey, at least they got one thing in common. You know, the good old fruit basket of a variety of folks. All right, now we got something in New York called I think it's called the Green Light Law, New York, that started. Check it out, in terms of licenses. Check it out.
Green light law was enacted by New York State in 2019.
But what exactly is the green light law? I met with Jennifer Bain, a partner with Berardi Immigration Law in Williamsville, to learn more.
It essentially is where the DMV is issuing driver's licenses to individuals who may not have legal status in the United States.
Bain tells me that means individuals can obtain a New York State driver's license by using a passport or other photo ID without having to prove their immigration status.
Proponents of the green light law say that this is a really good thing for our society because it boosts economic development. It gives individuals legal driver's licenses so that they can get car insurance and drive to and from work. But there's a lot of critics out there too.
Among the critics, Erie County Clerk Michael Kearns, who filed a federal lawsuit in 2019 to challenge the green light law, claiming in part that it helps shield undocumented immigrants from detection by immigration officials. He said this today.
Right now, under the green light law, they can't get access to information, law enforcement, that they need. So if a law enforcement officer pulls someone over, and
it's hard to detect if they're legit or not. No red flags. Oh, woo! I'm telling you. And I would go with this one. This is Illinois got their license process immigration. I'm not gonna get into that. But people, what do you think? What do you think? Have you heard of these type of scams going on? And here we have Melissa Mormon, whistleblower. Again, I pray she wins her cause. I will put this in the description. You can check it out. Former clerk says illegal immigrants paid $200 under. Now here you got somebody that's going to legitimately say, look, this is what's going on. It's unethical. It's dangerous for the roads. And when you take a job like this, and you're a contractor, let me tell you from personal experience, usually your main goal is to become a part of that company. Because, you know, someone who's a contractor, you don't have the same benefits. So you're trying to do what you can to get up in that thing. And now you approach with this? Come on, man. So if I'm her, I'm not only want my job back, I want back pay, I want lawyer costs, that is the fees, and I want some money for, what they call it, mental, you know, the frustration of it. She should never have been fired. And how did they think they was gonna fire this lady? Thinking she was gonna go and just sit down somewhere? Come on, man. She was there. Well, I think you said 2.5 years or a year plus, whatever. She was a temp. This is the dumb thing about employers, especially when it comes down to independent companies. They think that a lot of people who are check to check or whatever, or contractors, they perceive people to be dumb and stupid. Let me tell you some people out here in America, you got businesses, whether you're independent or work for a corporation. Some folks might just be down on their luck. You got folks out there with master's degrees smarter than their bosses. I'm gonna keep it real. Because the average boss that I worked under back in the day, I was smarter than him or her. Straight up, and they knew it, and they hated it. But you know, when you got a gift and you have a work ethic, you get good at what you do. And you can streamline into just about any job in a similar field, and look, a star is born. But the bottom line is that everybody who gets fired under pretense like this, they ain't going away, okay? They're just not gonna go away. Because you affected their car note, their mortgage, or their rent. You don't know if they're taking care of an elderly mother or father. You don't know what their circumstances are. So your best move is not to offer them anything in terms of something illegal. You do you and let them do them. Because if you want to go ahead and get illegal and you get caught, it's wrong to be burning somebody. When I did this research, they had, I think, over 2,000 requests denied to the investigators from the news, because you know, they're like, look, I want to see some records of these people, because they even sent, this DMV, they sent out notices to people saying, come back because your licenses are questionable. And I forgot that number, but you know, this is crazy. You know, they get egg on their face. But people, let me know your experience if you have it, if you know anybody. But this illegal thing is out of hand. Joe Biden and Powers let it happen. America, they want that bird not to soar anymore. But people, you stand up for what's right. And we stand with you. God bless.